It is Monday, June the 24th, 2024, 9 o'clock in the morning, and the Kerr County Commissioners Court is now in session. If you would, please stand for the prayer and the pledge, which will be led by Commissioner Faces.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for all of the blessings that you have bestowed upon us here in the Hill Country. We thank you for the beauty that surrounds us, for the recent rains, for our families, our friends, and our community. And Lord, while you've been very generous with the rains for us, there's been an overabundance of rain in the Midwest and up north, so we pray for those who are struggling because of the overabundance of your blessings. And Lord, grant us your wisdom and guide us on our decisions today on behalf of the people of Kerr County. Shine your light of truth on everything, for there is nothing concealed that will not be disclosed or hidden that will not be made known. Keep our first responders safe and protect our children. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Amen and amen.
Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. First item of business at every Commissioners Court meeting is to turn your devices off or to vibrate, so they do not interrupt the proceedings. And with that, we move on to public input. This is an opportunity for the public to address the court on matters that you would like for us to hear. It is not an opportunity for us to give you our feedback. We don't get to have our output back to you because this is for the citizens only. We ask that you limit your remarks to 3 minutes. And if you want to talk about something that is an agenda item on our agenda, please save your remarks until we get to that agenda item. This is for things that are not on the agenda. Is there anyone who would like to address the court? This is Jeff Holt, Commissioner-elect.
Yes, sir. And I'm a resident of Kerr County, Precinct 3, 2855 Cypress Creek. Just want to give a quick update, if I could. I've got some notes here about a recent meeting we went to in Comfort.
Jeff, wait, hold your comments till you get on the podium.
Yeah.
Now they can see you.
Now they can hear you.
Thank you. Yeah, recent meeting in Comfort that we went to for the battery energy support system. I'll give a quick background and an update about the recent meeting that they have, just so we're aware here in Kerr County and what's happening adjacent in Kendall County. If you recall, I addressed the court previously in 29 January where there was a large gathering of concerned citizens from both counties about a $80 million, 100 megawatt lithium battery energy storage system, which was proposed on the LCRA substation there in Comfort, which is our hub for our 4 downrange stations here in Kerrville. Key Capture Energy was looking for a tax abatement at 45% for 7 years, plat zoning authorization, and required a, if you will, a permit for construction to be submitted. They already secured a lease with a landowner, and this area again is Flat Rock Creek Road, which is a one-way road that goes up to the east. The problem the citizens had with that was the fact they didn't do due diligence. They believed to the safety of the system, that it's on a one-way road, that our public services, fire are not ready for it, and that there's great environmental risk and fiduciary integrity of the company itself, which is a South Korean company that they had concerns about. So fast forward to 18 June, a recent meeting where there was a grassroots meeting held with many of the same attendees without Key Capture Energy, and also the court adjourned, if you will, the county judge there, and also the commissioners were there as well. So they had an open forum, if you will. This was again in Comfort, but now at the high school, and we talked about the update. What has happened since then is another company's involved for a second piece of property. They want to do a 250 megawatt plant next to a 100 megawatt plant. They have secured both leases, and they're going to await approval. And right now there's no state law saying that you can't do it. There was a proposal of a House Bill 4971 that did not make it through the committee meetings, and they still require a TCE Q permit to start this, and it is an 18-month construction. Right now, they're not going for tax abatement, so all they have to do is get the authorization. There are still significant concerns about the fire department's ability, which kind of should have our attention as well for mutual aid, and the fact that we do provide comfort, financial assistance for their station because it borders Kerr County. There's also concerns about the one-way road and the residents that live beyond Flat Rock Creek in that area, and they concern that. So their current course of action was to submit a letter to the community, and they have done that. And there are many signatures that are out that are going to be presented as an aggregate to those that are in authority, both in the court in Kendall County and to LCRA, TCEQ, ERCOT, and other stakeholders. So just a quick update. I have an email that I'm going to send to the court that has both the handouts from both of these meetings and my quick synopsis within 3 minutes. So just an update on this. It's still an ongoing issue, and there's not a lot of barriers ahead, Judge and the commissioners, just so you're aware. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else want to address the court? I've got Mike and Jan Piericini. I know these people. And if you look at what Mike's holding there, I've got 3 of those on the wall in my office.
Good morning. We are Mike and Jan Piericini, and we are residents of Kerr County at 162 Cypress Drive South. I hope that you have the flyers that so you could go along with me on this. The first one that you have is the official flyer for, here we are, the 2nd annual Kerrville Fields of Honor. The dates this year are September 7th through 11th. It will again be at the Hill Country Youth Event Center in the park there, the River Star Park, sorry. So how this originated is we are with Gunny's Warriors, and we wanted to do an event for the whole community to thank the community for their support. Last year was our first year, and as you see, we have these American-made flags, and we fly 500 of these flags on the field. And your schedule of events on the flyer, it starts on Saturday, September 7th. That's our big day with food trucks and kids' activities, opening ceremony, music, and every evening there is a very moving sunset taps over the flags. The flags are, again, $45, and with that you get the flag, the finial, the pole, everything you see here, and your dedication to the theme again is Honor Your Hero. And this is any person in your life that is your own personal hero that positively impacted your life. You can do a dedication to them. It flies with the flag for the whole event, and then at the end of the event you get everything and the dedication back for $45. We raised $5,000 last year for other local nonprofits in the community, and our goal this year is to raise $10,000. We feel that it was a great success. We're asking for more participation. So I've included order forms with for you, and then sponsorship level for the needs, because as you know, this costs money to put this on. But it's open to the public 24 hours a day, free, and the rest of the days on a schedule are for reflection and invitation to just come and look at the flags, and y'all that were there last year can attest to how moving it is to see all these flags. And then on Wednesday, September 11th, The VFW has a 9/11 ceremony, and then we have closing taps. Thank you very much.
And just as a testimony here, you don't get just the flag, the ribbon, and pole. We also get the steel rod that goes in the ground that the pole sits on. And I've got 3 of them against the wall in my office. I did it last year. We'll do it again this year. This is something that I really support. If you didn't drive by and see those 500 flags flying along the roadside, it gives you chills.
Yes, sir. And they're illuminated at night,
Yes, they
so
are.
you can walk through. That's when it's particularly
All
moving.
proper flag etiquette is observed.
Should
Yes.
the flag come up front to show the,
Pardon?
should the flag come up front to show the public what the flag looks like?
The public can see it right there.
Okay.
Mike, if you would step in front of that camera where your wife is, right by Jan. I'm trying to get the public to see the flag. There you go. You're on YouTube. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good
Okay,
event.
and that's for, at this point, it's just input, we have no action to take. But you will be requesting use of the Registrar Park, is that right?
Yes, we
Very good. Any other public input? Okay, with that, we'll move on to the next item on the agenda, which we always do, is Commissioner comments. Any comments?
Busy in
Precinct
precinct,
1.
busy in precinct 1. Precinct 1's had a lot of rain. I gave up counting. Anyway, all good.
Precinct 2.
Well, the burn ban remains lifted for precinct 2. Good rain, never enough, at least here. But we are going to be in the hot, dry summer months when we normally have the burn ban in place. So I just want to remind you, before you burn brush or other allowable material, call the burn ban hotline to be sure, 830-792-4328. And the TCEQ has information on the website about what can, and equally important, what cannot be burned. We get a lot of violations for people who are burning materials that shouldn't be. I just wanted to comment that I thoroughly enjoyed our employee barbecue lunch last Friday, and want to thank all of the companies who sponsored the event, as well as Bob Reeves, who sweated over that hot pit and made some great burgers and sausage. Tracy Soldan, who was a key driver behind the event, and others like Shane Evans and Paul Gonzalez, who really made it all happen. So great event. I hope we do it again next year. I also want to inform the public we had an APO Advisory Council meeting on June 18th. Mark Marietta presented on the progress they've made towards our voluntary best management practices. A representative from Texas for Responsible Aggregate Mining provided an overview of the 12 Kerr County mines and their status with respect to reclamation, which is one of our voluntary best management practices. We currently have 9 active mines, 2 partially active mines, and 3 inactive mines, where with various efforts having been made towards reclamation. We had a lot of attendees who were hoping to hear from Mega Creek regarding their plans for the new facilities, but unfortunately, Mr. Garza, who was flying from Mexico, his flight got canceled due to the tropical storm that was in the Gulf, and he couldn't attend. So a lot of people were disappointed, but hopefully he'll make it in September. Our next meeting is on September 11th, and he did send a presentation that I'll be distributing with draft minutes later this week. That's it.
Okay. Precinct 3.
No real comments, but a question I have is why is Mega Creek, they're not for it? I mean, and I think this needs to be focused. Since the county is paying for it, we need to be very focused on what we're doing, and I don't see how they fit. I think it's great to have Mega Creek make presentations, but they're not for it. Other than that, I want to follow up on comments about burn ban. A couple of other things people just need to remember. You need to call the fire department and sheriff's department, both of them. Notify your neighbors. And one of the things that I see the violation frequently on burning is you can't burn it if it's windy. Which is, you think it'd be common sense, but doesn't seem to follow too much. So do that, people really do follow that as we're getting into the summer months where fires can really get out of hand.
And you can't burn after dark. The fire must be extinguished before dark.
And I know all the rain stops over precinct 1. We're getting a little bit, but not near as much as
We share.
Not
that's
enough.
all I have.
Commissioner Harrison's not here, so we'll get an update on precinct 4 next Commissioner's Court meeting. Countywide, which I address since I run countywide, I want to introduce Mr. Jim Holt. Jeff, if you would, and you can step up here, look back that way, look at that camera up against the wall, just wave at them. They'll see you.
Thank you.
He is a refugee at this point from Ruidoso, and came down to live with his son. Jeff Holt is our Commissioner-elect for Precinct 3. We want to welcome you, and our prayers are with you. Also, I want to apologize to the county employees. I was not able to make the lunch on Friday. I was in Dallas with a room full of people as old as I am, getting their 50-year certificate for practicing law. And there was a lot of no hair and a lot of white hair. And then I want to comment on something that I couldn't comment when Jeff gave us the input on the battery energy support system. There is one that is being proposed out off 479 in Precinct 4 in Kirkland. So this situation is expanding. We'll see where that goes. Just so it's on everybody's radar screen. And those are just all the general comments I have. And with that, we'll move on to the consideration agenda. Item 1.1, which is to consider, discuss, and take appropriate action on a request from the Hill Country chapter of the Texas Master Naturalist and the Kerrville chapter of the Native Plant Society of Texas to expand the garden and courthouse lawn. I know these ladies by face, but not by names. You would each identify yourselves?
Yes, I'm Alice King.
Robin Hale.
Okay.
Pamela Leonhardt.
Okay.
Yes.
I see these ladies working out on the courthouse on a regular basis. And we have an ongoing conversations, but I don't know each other's names.
We sometimes
consider it work.
So thank you. So I won't have to introduce us then. Good morning. We're the volunteers that maintain the pollinator garden on the east side of the courthouse. And now it's kind of wrapping around the front of the courthouse. And we're here today because we'd like to expand the area for native pollinator and bird plants in additional areas adjacent to the courthouse. So 2 seconds on why we do this. We, in our organization, the Master Naturalists and the Native Plant Society, are advocates for native plants because of their benefit to the ecosystem, wildlife, bugs, pollinators, birds, reptiles. We also think it's very much more beautiful to plant hill country native plants at the courthouse grounds. Here we are, the capital of the hill country, rather than some of the standard issue plants that originated in Asia or Europe. Also, they don't require chemical pesticides or chemical fertilizers, and they use a lot less water. So we like to create demonstration gardens like this one as outreach to the public to show what a native plant garden can look like, and that it can work and be beautiful, and we do get a lot of compliments. So because these kinds of gardens are very low maintenance, we've almost worked ourselves out of the job here on these. We don't have all that much to do to keep these going right now, except pulling up a few pecan seedlings. So we think we can expand consistent with what we've done in 2 areas. The first is right in front of where the Commissioners park. So it's adjacent to where we're already working. We just want to put the bed out around that big tooth maple and do a couple small little understory trees, hill country native trees. And we would, this summer, we would just prepare the area. We wouldn't plant until the fall so that we don't have to use much water. We'd start with small trees so that we just use a little bit of water. And then the second area is a little more ambitious. On the west side of the courthouse, there are beds, and we attached some pictures of the area. And it looks like somebody had started gardening there at some point, but it's kind of not been kept up. So there's a lot of pink granite on top of plastic. There's some big cenizo bushes. And there's a grassy area that has like a boulder border, but it's all grass stems. So we want to reclaim that with native plants that look similar to what we have going on the east side, but just kind of create the same look on that side. So that's the gist of it, and we'd like your approval to move forward.
Now, you used the word that some people don't know what it means. Cenizo.
Oh, that big.
Tell them what that is.
So they're the big silver gray bushes that bloom when it rains. They get the pretty little lavender colored flowers.
They're like a sage.
Sage, thank you.
But it's not a sage, so,
It's,
Huh?
but it's not a sage.
Well, it's native to Texas though.
it's native, yes.
It is native Texas.
I think that, definitely in favor of the west entrance. That area needs a lot of help.
It needs love. Yeah.
And it's a very visible area all the time. The other area, my only concern there is a little bit with mowing. I mean, our maintenance department need to make sure that there is pretty much open, but there's a way to configure the beds that aren't going to interfere with that. You know, the ease of maintaining that area, the grass or the weeds that are growing there. I have no problem with that. We all done a good job.
Okay, we would be happy to like just meet out there and talk about it and figure out how to make it easy for everybody. Oh, go ahead.
Well,
I think you have
Yeah,
to
you
come.
better go to the podium.
okay, well, I'm sorry.
The public needs to know who's talking to them.
No. Well, the plan is to heavily mulch around the trees, properly mulch around the trees, so that maintenance is not a problem. In fact, it's easier. Because you wouldn't, if you go out there and unfortunately look at that big tooth maple, it's heavily damaged, I guess, from mowers running into it, or, and by mulching properly, in a way that maintenance would be easier. I think everyone would agree. So,
Okay, this, on the comment is, in that area, work with maintenance a little bit. The other area, I'm in favor of it. They've done a really good job. I'll make a motion to approve the request.
And that's subject to coordination with maintenance.
Yeah.
I'll second that motion.
Got a motion and a second to approve the new beds at the courthouse on the west side in front of the park, Commissioner Parker, to be coordinated with maintenance department. Any other discussion?
Just one other quick comment is for the public, this is all done free
All
to the taxpayers. So it's, they're doing a great job. So appreciate it.
That's what I was a little bit confused about as I was reading through the material. It looked like the county was going to buy some of the plants, but that's not the case, right?
We'd like help, but we've been able to go forward without it by getting funding from the Native Plant Society, and we're volunteers with our organizations. that work
Our
for
funding
us.
comes heavily from the Native Plant Society, I want to know state and local level, so it's not entirely free.
It wasn't a lot of money.
It's
I
no
just
cost to
wanted
the
to
county.
clarify that. Not opposed to it.
If you contact me later, I can probably donate most of the plants.
Okay.
You still have nursery.
Okay, any other discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
Thank
Motion carries.
you. Thank you very much.
Moving on to item 1.2, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to support a request from William Nash to the U.S. Board on Geographic Names to officially name a canyon partially included in his property, River Canyon. The BGN is requesting verification that the county is aware of the request and supports. I was contacted by the BGN, wanting to know if we would approve. Is this your canyon?
Yes, it is.
Okay, would you like to address the court?
Yeah, sure.
Please.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
What questions do you have?
Who are you? Where do you live?
Oh, I'm Bill Nash. I live in Canyon Springs and Hunt.
Okay. I was just explaining to the court members that I haven't had a chance to visit with them because of the open meetings. But I was contacted by U.S. Board on Geographic Names that you wanted to name a canyon on your property, be identified as Raven Canyon.
That's correct.
Okay. It's on your property. You own it.
Yes.
I don't have any problem with you naming your canyon whatever you want to name it. But the federal government needs our support to put it on a map.
Yeah, it's the U.S. Geological Survey.
Pardon?
U.S. Geological Survey. They have a committee.
And,
I'm going to sound like I know what I'm talking about, and I have no idea what I'm talking about. It's just online, and you fill out a form, and apparently there's some blessings that need to be attained, and this is one of them.
well, and my understanding is this would actually be identified on U.S. Geographic.
That's correct, yes, and it
Maps.
currently is unnamed.
So there would be Raven Canyon on the map now.
Yeah.
So I just have a question. Why do you want to do this? And what's the history behind it? I mean, You can have a whole bunch of ravens.
We've been there for 22 years. Yeah, the ravens use the canyon. There's a drinker that they frequent, and they use the updrafts, you know, to glide over the area.
I mean, I'm not familiar with the canyon. Is it a large canyon? And the reason I ask that is that USGS generally, they're larger structures that are something unique about them that they name.
Yeah, yes and no. I didn't try to embellish on the form. I just stated it the way it was. It's about a mile long. It runs from River Road up into Canyon Springs. And over the years, the 22 years that we've been there, I've gradually purchased all the land and cleared all the cedar out and doing a lot of restoration work. So,
No problem. So you need a court order from us so you can go forward?
I think he just wants a letter of support.
Letter of support?
yeah,
That's the way I took it, is to send them a letter telling them that we have.
it's the federal government. It's an enigma.
We support it.
No action dated, just for you on.
I need authorization to send a letter.
Authorization to send, for the judge to send a letter.
That's why it's on the agenda.
I make a motion to authorize the county judge to send a letter of support, name Raven Canyon.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Nash.
Thank you. You need an address or anything? Do I need to
I think
provide you?
we've got a copy of the letter from just.
Are you Jody? Is this Jody? Hi, Jody.
Joe's on
I'm
vacation.
replacing, I'm Jody's assistant today. But yes,
Oh.
if you send that, if you get that to me, I'll get it to Jody.
Okay.
We'll get you taken care of.
All right. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next item on the agenda is 1.3. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to accept the donation of an AED to the Hill Country Youth Event Center from the Kerrville Kennel Club. Jake Williams.
Good morning, Court. Just here at a request from the Kerrville Kennel Club. They have contacted us and wanted to donate an AED to the facility for use at all times. We talked with them, met with them. We think it's a great add to a public facility. And we would maintain the AED post-donation.
Come on for approval. No brainer.
Second.
Actually, I'm surprised it didn't happen.
Got a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion?
Jake, you or your staff have been trained on the use of that?
I have been trained. My certification is outdated, so we will have to add a first responder CPR course. So, which we're happy to do. That we should do that.
Any other discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thanks, Jake. 1.4, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve a letter of agreement with the Inn of the Hills Hotel and Conference Center to reserve up to 15 rooms to be used in the event of emergency evacuations due to a hurricane. Valid dates August 1 to December 1, 2024. Doug Thomas.
Morning, Judge, morning, Commissioners. So this letter is just an extension from last year's letter, renewing the agreement, basically. The only difference between last year's letter and this year's letter is the total cost of the rooms is $107 per night, whereas last year it was $98 per night. So we'll use those rooms in the event that we have a hurricane evacuation or another evacuation of some kind. And we need space for folks who probably cannot be in a general population shelter.
Presumably, there's no cost if we don't use them?
No cost if we don't use them. And even if we do use them, if it's for a hurricane, if it's a Category 3 or above, for San Patricio County, those costs will be reimbursable under Category B, which is emergency protective measures.
Okay.
So the hotel just like kicks everybody out if they had a reservation, if you need them, you get.
I don't know about that.
You don't worry about those details.
No, I don't worry about those details.
They promise you some rooms. Got it.
That's right.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that the court go ahead and approve the letter of agreement with the Inn of the Hills Hotel and Conference Center to reserve up to 15 rooms to be used in the event of an emergency evacuation.
I'll second that motion.
We've got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thanks, Doug.
Thanks, Judge.
Item 1.5, Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to accept donations from the Kerr County Animal Services totaling $150 for the month of May 2024.
Good morning. Yes, these are our May donations that we received.
Move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve accepting the donations as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 1.6, consider, discuss, take appropriate action to accept the donation of a metal cross made from horseshoes from John Benningfield, Flat Rock Park near the VA pathway sidewalk. Shane Evans.
Good morning, gentlemen. And now, yes, there, John Bedingfield, he personally made the cross. Do y'all have a picture of it?
We do.
Okay. He would like to donate this cross to be set up by the Veterans Pathway on the county side, or the county park. And this needs y'all's authorization to do so. It seems, I've looked at it, it seems to be well made. It would be post-hole dug, concreted in, and there for everybody's, I guess, to enjoy or whatever.
I'll make a motion that we accept the donation of the metal cross for Flat Rock Park and Everybody New Pathway sidewalk.
Is there a second? Motion fails for lack. I'll second. Let's just get a vote on the one. We have a motion and a second to approve placing the cross being donated by John Benningfield as presented. Any discussion?
Yes. My reason for lack of a second and pretty much for opposition is that I've taken the policy for many, many years not to accept things onto our courthouse square with except, few exceptions. We tend to have a lot of things donated to us that people want their goodwill, but then the county ends up having to deal with it, maintain it. This isn't a whole lot of maintenance, but we've had everything from birdhouses to all kinds of stuff.
We've got a Confederate cannon, we've got to do something.
Yeah, we have a Confederate cannon, which we have, I don't know why we got it, but it has nothing to do with Kirk County, down in the swamp in Louisiana. But I just think that we clutter up our courthouse and other county property by accepting donations, and I think that they need to be, we should accept donations. It's nothing to do with being a cross, anything like that. It's just a matter that I don't think we should accept donations and things like this that we were left to maintain.
I mean, I have a strong religious belief, and I love the fact that we would want to display a cross. I'm not real happy that it's made out of horseshoes. This is my issue.
Any other discussion? I share your concern about putting things on the courthouse grounds. We have a policy to vet requests for resolutions and support different things, and the same thing for accepting gifts. And I think maybe you're right. This may open the door to something that we really don't want. So, we've got a motion and a second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Aye.
And that, abstain. I'll abstain. So it is a, motion does not carry.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Item 1.7, consider, discuss, take appropriate action to reappoint Greg Longbaugh to the Kerr 911 Board of Managers for an additional 2-year term, which expires June 30, 2024. Mr. Harris isn't here, so I will make the motion that we go ahead and reappoint Greg Longbaugh to the 911 Board.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 1.8, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action regarding an update on the design and construction of the new Kerr County Animal Control Facility.
Probably have more than you want.
I've got one, so these two
Yeah.
gentlemen just need one.
I'll go ahead and read this because we'll kind of go through it, but it's kind of where we are on it. I will say that Mr. Overeem and myself and Reagan have met, gosh, for the last 6 months on a pretty regular basis with Peter Lewis, architect, on that. That's kind of where we are on this. The bond amount that was approved is for $5,750,000. Is for a 14,329 square foot building. The amount was based on a January 3rd of 2022, so really we're looking at 2021 numbers when we came up with that estimate. A couple of things, the bond did include placeholders, but not, kind of random numbers for a rainwater catchment system, an auxiliary generator, and a security system. It did not include kennels and other furnishings, and I think I previously said that I thought kennels were included, but they were not specifically. It did not include a perimeter fencing, did not include livestock pens, and then there was an additional length of the road to the facility was changed. There's been over a 1 year delay, entirely due to FEMA. The road to get to the facility will go through the floodplain, actually part of it's probably through the floodway, by an original map. We submitted a new conditional letter of map revision to FEMA. That still has not been approved. And construction cannot start until it is approved. So it's been a long delay on that. There's also quite a bit of additional historical and environmental studies required due to the location, primarily due to the Veteran Cemetery and the Brown Cemetery, which are adjacent to it. The inflation rate, since the original numbers were done, about 17%. If you add that to the bond amount, that increases it to 5.75 million times the inflation rate up to 6.7, a little over 6.7 million. After a lot of meetings in KCIS, KPA, several site visits, the size of the building did increase by 1,644 feet. Those areas are Sallyport, which was not done large enough once you started really looking at the use of it, and an area for euthanasia. Those are really the two areas. It's not adding any square footage to the, a little bit in the lobby, I think, but that's the total amount. Based on the current, Peter Lewis was concerned because of inflation and hired on his own expense a local contractor estimator to really look at the plan and see what the cost was. It came in at about 6.3 million. Since then, Commissioner Overby and myself have gone in and identified, we recommend 440,000 in cost reductions to the facility. There's a clear, these plans will be presented on July 1st as well. Peter will have the final plans, we can all take a look at it, but there's a clear story area now that makes it look better, but it adds some cost. It basically gets lighted into the center area. There's a front canopy that doesn't need to be as nice as it was designed. Generator. This is on the hospital grid right now, so it is a priority to keep power. So we feel that while a generator may be necessary at some point, it's not necessary right now. Perimeter fencing, and something that we think we can get done a lot cheaper than going through the contractor, either through maintenance or maintenance contracting it out. There's dual rainwater plumbing. The idea has been from the very beginning, it was in the bond issue to have rainwater catchment system, and they had to have dual plumbing to allow for that in the kennel area. And then figure there's about almost a $200,000 savings if the seal coat on the roads and the parking lot is done by Road and Bridge versus the outside contractor. So basically, it looks like the estimated cost of the actual construction is going to be about 5.85 million, it's 100,000 over the amount that was in the bond. However, there is going to be the sale of the current KCS property. That will certainly be more than $100,000, and so that thing combined, I think it will be essentially within budget. There are some things on the rainwater harvesting. Noel is working on a grant from UGRA that we are pretty certain, based on our conversations, we're going to be able to get that. In fact, designs have been made, and all of the plumbing for the rainwater catchment is included in the plan. just that the tanks are not. So the hookup and the pumps that go into it. Anyway, that's kind of where it is. Moving forward, the final plans are almost complete. They'll come for everyone to look at and kind of review. It's really, the building's pretty simple. It's just like it was on the bond picture. Like I said, sally ports were large, and the other area is really large. There's an area for euthanasia, and it was strongly recommended by other facilities that we visited that not be included really right in the building, so it was put outside the sally port. That could be reduced, but I think that would be short-sighted in my opinion. You're going to save about 600 square feet. The plan right now, assuming the court doesn't totally change the plans, would be to go out for bid in July. Bids would be due back in September. Construction would start in the fourth quarter of this year, and it should be about a 10 to 12 month construction project. So that's kind of where it is. There will be, and one of the things that other things that will be needed at the facility, kennels, Reagan's already talked to us about the furnishings, security system, and that's a system that has to be compatible with the rest of the use of the county by Guardian. You know, if you're, I would say somewhere between, it'll be court will look at a lot of these, or we'll look at them, but somewhere between $300,000 to $600,000 of cost for those items that are not in the bond issue. Most of those are not, were never intended to be in the bond issue, but will have to be paid. Depending on the completion schedule, that'll either hit this budget or next budget. I would recommend we add it into this budget.
How much?
I think we need to look into first. I told Peter we need to have the plans ready to come, and well, if you could let Jody know that we need to add an agenda item to review the HCAS plan at that workshop on July 1st. Yeah, it's like I said, it's going to be between one of the biggest items, the kennels, and it's a huge number, $400,000 for kennels. But I'm not sure we need to do them all right away.
That's dog and cat too, right?
Yeah, no, that's not just dogs.
It's not cat.
Cats are not too much, but it's the, you know, I guess they're expensive. And we know the problems we've had at the current facility. You know, that is an item that, in my opinion, we could probably go with less to half those kennels to start with, or some lesser number, and save money there. That's why I say that it goes from kind of 300 to 600,000. I have visited with KPA about if they are able to help with some of this stuff, and they're waiting to get a definite ask as to what things, you know, are here. That covers. Very bad news today. But it was a lot worse before Mr. Oakley and I started whacking things that we thought that were not necessary. There are a couple of things that did drive the cost a little bit, and they were based on really spending a lot of time at the ASCOS facility, which is something that we're really modeled after. They highly recommended for long-term maintenance and use of the facility to add a 12-inch curb in the dog kennel area all the way around the building. They said they said that area is closed down continuously, and that if we don't have that, we will be replacing the fiber board, whatever it is, around that perimeter a lot more. The other thing that they strongly recommended and is included is to put an epoxy paint on the floor in there for the same reason, long-term maintenance. They said that, you know, those are areas that they highly recommended that we do include those two items, and those two items are included in the cost estimate.
Is there any action we take today?
I don't think so. I just was an update. And that's kind of, didn't sugarcoat it. That's where we are.
I guess I'm kind of surprised that we didn't include kennels and security in the original cost estimate that went into the bond.
I think there was no,
That's part of the animal control facility, how do you not?
security was included, but we took it out of the design because it had to be a guardian system and it had to be compatible. So that's the reason. The kennels, we didn't know what we were gonna do. I mean, it was a building, you know, I guess it depends on how far you go on the design, but, you know, we went back to the data and kennels were not included because it was not sure how many and what exactly we were gonna do. And the kennels that we're recommending have to be consistent with the full drainage system that we have. So, you know, it's kind of, how far do you go on a bond issue? Yeah. Anyway, that's just where it is.
Preferably enough to where you cover everything, but anyway, can't change that.
So, anyway. But on the, I think the board can make some decisions. And Peter will bring in an itemized list on some of the items, that 440,000 and other things that we can or cannot do. Some of them I recommend, some of them I don't recommend that he identified. And I guess the good news is a little bit that, one, I'm very happy he went and got out and found the cost estimator. It's a local contractor that, or estimator that has worked for a local contractor for many years and is very accurate. He's probably a little conservative. We are hoping the bid will come in lower than at 1.85. And the other thing is, as I did mention, it's almost a $200,000 savings if road bridge does the paving around there.
Okay. Any questions? Yeah. Is that road and bridge work gonna come out of precinct 3? That they're not gonna do?
No, that facility's in precinct 2, it comes out of yours.
That's what I was afraid of.
I think you still have a unified system. All right. Well, for those that are watching on YouTube, there was a collective sigh in this room with this news. But it's one of the things that it is what it is, and we're going to have to deal with it. So that's the last we have to say about that for today. Tune in for July 1. We've got a couple of minutes before the normal break. Well, let's go ahead and take a 10-minute break, and let's be back at 10 o'clock.
Okay. 13 minutes.
Or we'll come back to order. We have a 10 o'clock public hearing for a revision of plat for the Sackey Ranch, part of Lot 1 and part of Lot 2. I convene the public meeting. Is there anyone here that would like to address the court? There being no one, then I will adjourn the meeting and we will move on to the second public hearing, which is for a revision of plats in the Wild Ranch Lands, Section 2, Tracts 97 and 98. Is there anyone here that would like to address the court? There being none, I will adjourn the meeting and we will move on to item 1.11. Consider, discuss, take appropriate action regarding a revision of plat from the Wild Ranch Lands, Section 2, Tracts 97 and 98. Charlie Hastings.
Thank you, Judge. This proposal revises and combines two existing tracts, Tract 97, 49.09 acres, and Tract 98, 71.16 acres. They're going to be combined into Tract 97R, 120.25 acres. It's a big lot. Road frontage will be on Camino Guayo East and Dry Pasture Road. The county engineer requests the court consider, discuss, and take appropriate action regarding a revision of plat for Wild Ranch Land, Section 2, Tracts 97 and 98, Volume 5, pages 357 through 360, Precinct 4.
Okay. Commissioner for Precinct 4 is not here, but any discussion?
I'll make a motion that the court approve the revision of plat for the Wild Ranch Land, Section 2, Tracts 97 and 98.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the revision of plat as requested. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Approved. Okay. Now we're moving on to items 1.12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. This is the HR Director, Sylvia's Papa Show.
Hi. That's on the show.
These are all, I say that easily, but these are all important things that have to be done as part of the budget process.
Correct.
So let's start with item 1.12. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action on renewal of the tax property renewal.
So this is, I think you all received a copy of it. It's just tax renewal on our property insurance that covers all our buildings, and just ask for your approval on it.
And this is business as usual.
I'll second.
And a motion and a second to approve renewing the property renewal of tax. Any discussion?
I've got a couple questions. One is, I didn't see 550 Earl Garrett in here.
It is.
Is it there?
It is. It
And I
changed
saw the
its
church.
location from last year.
I just want to clarify that it might be this, it's real hard to read this stuff.
Oh, I know, but they,
It is, oh, sorry, I'll have to find it. But it is on there because we specifically looked for that one. And it did change its location from that, like it's on the renewal.
You can verify that it's included. I've never missed it. I've got 550 Earl Garrett on my brain here lately, so. The other question is, I noticed in the policy that we are covered for computer fraud and some issues with computer, but help me with, do we have a separate policy to, if we ever get hacked and have a major cybersecurity?
So our liability,
It didn't seem like it was covered.
One at a time.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I thought I was talking.
Well, you talk, she talks, she
Sorry,
talks. One time.
sorry.
Yeah, do we have a different policy, or, I'm just not sure, maybe our county attorney can weigh in. Is this adequate to cover us here, or?
I think, I can't weigh in intelligently right this second, but I think that Sylvia has recently been asked these questions, and so she has, I think, up-to-date information on what we have now.
That is correct. So our liability is separate, and so I'm working on that renewal now, because that renewal's in October. So that's where that's covered.
So that's a
Yes.
separate policy.
Good answer.
It is a separate policy. So I'm looking through this, I'm sorry, quickly, and I'm not seeing it, but I know it's on there because we spoke about it. So I'll have to just, I may be missing a page.
Please, before we sign any final documents, make sure it is.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll make a motion to approve subject to 550 Earl Garrett.
Yeah.
We have a motion and a second to approve renewing the insurance for tax as presented, subject to confirming that 550 Earl Garrett.
I will verify.
Any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Unanimous. Move on to item 1.13, consider discuss and take appropriate action on the renewal of the Texas Association of Counties Health and Employee Benefit Pool Insurance. Mrs. Putnam.
So this is our medical and our dental renewal. Our medical went up 3.5% and our dental is 1% increase. Sorry.
Make a motion that we renew the insurance with TAC.
This is the Health and Employee Benefit Pool.
Correct.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yeah, my question here, Sylvia, is just what's the overall cost implication for the county on this new policy? I mean, the rates went up slightly.
They did. I didn't bring that sheet with me. I presented at one of the workshops. So thank you, team. So overall, we're looking at, let me make sure I'm looking at the right one because there was a couple of options. Okay, so it's this one. $133,077.36. And that's keeping the employees' deductions the same.
And that's based on current enrollment?
Correct. Yes, current enrollment.
Okay.
Everything's going up.
Welcome to my world.
I don't envy you.
Any other discussion? We have a motion and a second to approve renewing the HEBP insurance policy with TAC as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Item 1.14. This is considered discuss and take appropriate action to add Hilda Mendoza to the OAS Access Agreement with Texas Association of Counties Health and Employee Benefit Pool as an administrator.
Move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to add Ms. Mendoza to the policy as an administrator. Any discussion?
Just it says it's a full coordinator, these are the time being stuff. TAC is very, very picky on who they will allow to look at anything. And this is just, expands that to let Ms. Mendoza have access to this and look at it. And it's really important we have two people down in that office in case somebody's out on vacation or sick, whatever. Things like that.
A second. It is important. Any discussion? Then those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Let's move on to item 1.15, which is to consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to rescind court order 40488. Stipend for IT employee due to additional job duties. Mrs. Putnam.
And this is just a court order that was passed before the when the previous IT director was going to
This is for
retire.
the upgrade to the interim director.
Correct. And so now we just need to rescind that now that we have an IT director.
It really wasn't interim, it was doing additional duties because when this was done, we still had a director.
Right. We added.
But there was additional work that needed to be done. I move for approval of the agenda. item.
Got a motion and a second to approve rescinding court order 40488, which was the IT stipend. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Item 1.16, consider discuss take appropriate action on the renewal of supplemental insurance from SWBC. Mrs. Putnam.
Okay, so most of our benefits with SWBC are all supplemental, so they're employee paid. The only thing that the county pays is the basic life insurance, and there was no increase in rates. Everything, as well as the employees' supplemental benefits, there wasn't any rate increase. Just one slight change on the accident. We've offered two plans in the past, a base plan and a buy-up plan. We're gonna do away with the base plan. So they're giving us the buy-up plan at the base price. And so that's a better plan for less money for our employees. So we're gonna make that change. So that's the only change that we're doing on that end.
So there's no increase in better coverage?
No increase in better coverage, correct.
Make a motion that we approve the renewal of the supplemental insurance from SWBC.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve the renewal of SWBC as presented. Any discussion?
Question or comment. You've made progress in figuring out how to get this billing and keep it all accurate. I know last year we had an issue with bills coming in after pay periods and trying to keep everything coordinated, and all that's taken care of, and this is going to run smooth this year.
That is my plan, yes.
Knock on wood.
Yes. I'm not gonna say I'm perfect, because I'm not, but that is my plan. We're, Michelle has been helping me.
We just don't want to repeat last year.
No, that is my plan, not to do that.
Okay. So this is for the, no. Okay. And those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Item 1.17. Consider discuss and take appropriate action to ratify and confirm user agreement to purchase driver record monitoring services between the Department of Public Safety and the State of Texas and Kerr County.
Okay, so this is just the agreement that we're required to have on file with DPS so we can run pre-employment driving records for a road and bridge.
Make a motion that we do that for agenda item 117. How about that?
I'll second. And it's already been done, we're just ratifying it currently, right?
Yes, sir.
This is the forgiveness part. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Item 1.18, consider discuss and take appropriate action to approve the holiday schedule for FY 24-25.
Okay, so I have two options. Option one is just what it was this past current year, and then option two is includes Juneteenth, which is a federal holiday from a few years ago.
Make a motion to go with option one.
As is.
As is.
I'll second that.
We've got a motion. Bob?
I'd like to speak on this.
Okay. You're recognized.
Good morning, Commissioners, Judge. Just in your consideration of this, the Juneteenth is also a state holiday, and all I'm asking is y'all to consider this. There are only skeleton crews at about every office that impacts the operations in my office. That's DMV, registration title, comptroller, sales tax, and the comptroller's property tax assistant division. So any out of the ordinary work, which is on a daily basis, we're unable to function and help the taxpayers because the state is closed. And I'd just like y'all to consider that.
Also, banks are closed, so we can't do any banking.
But that's the same for every other holiday on the list, correct?
But we're closed on the other holidays.
Yes.
Not in favor of adding a holiday if we could get rid of them. That'd be
I look at this as a federal unfunded mandate. I mean.
Well, is it a mandate?
Well, we have an option.
That's the question.
But it's still, it's impacting how we do work in the county because the federal government decided to make another federal holiday. And I don't think we need another federal holiday.
So we have a motion and a second to approve, is it option one is the same as last year?
Yes.
Any other discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I'm going to abstain on that one. Well, I know it is, and it's a cop-out, but, well, I'm owning it. This is eventually going to come back to roost with us. And at some point, we're going to have to deal with this, and I would rather not have a gun pointed at my head when we do it. So, I understand what you're saying, and I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying at some point, we're going to have to deal with this issue. Ms. Ogle?
I just want to make one more comment. I believe not next fiscal year, but the year after that, that Juneteenth date will fall on a payday Friday, which means everybody will be paid Thursday instead of Friday because banks aren't open. Just something to keep in mind.
I've already had the vote, and it was 3-0-1. Item 1.19, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve the county payroll schedule for FY 24-25 based on court-approved county holidays. Ms. Sullivan.
So based on the holiday schedule you approved, I believe that would be option number 1 that you have, because it does not take into effect the Juneteenth holiday.
I move we adopt option 1 as the payday schedule for 2024-2025.
I'll second. Got a motion and a second to approve the county payroll schedule as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Item 1.20, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to authorize a nominating committee to seek nominations and submit an application to the Kerrville Chamber of Commerce for a county employee to participate in the Kerr County Leadership Class 24-25. Application fee to be paid out of the current year's budget. We do this every year.
We do for about the last 9 or 10 years.
And the committee is yourself?
Myself, the HR director, and the county attorney.
Make a motion, we appoint the committee to come up with recommendations for leadership for county.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to appoint the nominating committee for the Kerr County Leadership Class 24-25.
I just have one question for you, Tracy.
Yes.
Have we already reached out to employees to see who might be interested in this program?
Not yet, that's the purpose of the nominating committee.
Here's what the sheriff has a list. And let me ask one more. Then, like last year, how many people wanted to that you had to select from?
We actually approach people that we think would be a good fit. I mean, I send out an email as well, but then we kind of go out there and approach people, so. Yeah.
So nobody stepped forward and said, I want to do this program?
I don't remember if we had anybody step forward. Since we've been doing this the last 9 or 10 years, people know it, and people that we've talked to in the past that maybe couldn't do it that time are thinking about it now.
Good. You know, the people that go through this seem to really like it. Yeah, it's a good way to, and I can think of several people that would be good to go this year. It's a good way to get to know a lot of people.
I believe that you should be part of the committee then. Seriously.
Yeah.
You've been around a long time. You probably know people better than anybody.
So, yes.
It's also a good way to connect the community and other people in the leadership program with the county so that people can understand county services.
Yeah.
I'm all for the program.
Yeah.
I'm curious how it works.
I'll be glad to have my name added to it.
And I want to speak in favor of this also. I speak to them every year, and it really is a fun time. And it is amazing what our younger leaders don't know about county government. And I get asked the most interesting questions. Sometimes people look at me in disbelief, like, really? But it's very beneficial. Okay. Those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Moving on to item 1.21.